Only get one life to live, we only got one life to live. Yeah, I feel the shit in my spirit, whatever I got, I'ma give. Yeah, I had to look in the mirror, so that's what I got up and did. Yeah, now that I see what it is, I finally feel I can get out and live. Live, yeah, live, yeah.
I was doing the whole thing, the whole episode, and I'm so grateful for this person. Just in reality, no, for real, because this person could just be like, bro, like I ain't got no time, like I can't do this. But I was like, no, this really, in my head, I'm like, this has to happen, like it has to happen. So this person that I'm bringing on is an individual that is, that heart is just so huge, so big, and this person's this person is very spiritual, in my opinion. This person is, a consultant, a creative. I don't want to just use these things or these titles that they have because they're just so much more than that. And, but this person is a good and dear friend to me, and she goes by Emani. And
yeah,
I'm so honored to have you here and have you give me your time for this much time. Like, I'm so grateful. And yeah, like, how do you feel today? Like, how do you feel even at the fact that we're doing a part 2? Like,
I feel like we gotta switch up the questions now.
Yeah,
We just gotta I don't know if we gotta do the random ones.
Yeah,
and, now we just gotta I'm not gonna lie, if you guys I feel like the last conversation was for us.
Yeah, low key.
I don't feel like it was for y'all, which is okay.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. I think that's something that's so intriguing or interesting about just us. It's like you helped me to really look at your perception. It's just so different when it comes to certain things, and it's just I was just like, man, and you looking no, maybe this conversation wasn't meant for them to be
nah, it was that's the thing where it's I don't take inconveniences anymore.
Yeah,
inconveniences. I'd be like, it's really just God.
Yeah,
maybe God just needed us to have our conversation, because there was a ton of things I feel in that conversation that caught us up to have an understanding of where we are spiritually together.
That's very true.
That I don't even feel honestly, if we would have gave them that, they would have understood. How deep it was. Deep. I think it was too deep for a full Good Friday message. I don't think it would have been downloadable for them. We were speaking at a very deep level. It was very at a deep level.
Yeah.
It's too much at a deep level. We got to go back up to a little higher level.
No, facts. And, I asked you last, that's what I'll do too. I'll reference some of the things that, you said, and then maybe we can dive into it a little bit, but not to that deep again. But, you were telling me something about you not being held to just one thing or a title. I just think that that's something I would like for you to just, kind of tell them, run it back and tell them why, because it's I know why, but I want them to know why.
Yeah. So we were saying, the birdies is out. We were saying that I am Emani. Mm-hmm. I am all of those things of a designer, consultant, creative director, healer, lover, X, Y, and Z. But I don't conform myself to even I said, even pronouns. If I want to wake up tomorrow and be whoever I want to be, if I want to be a toaster tomorrow, guess what? I am a toaster.
She's funny too.
And you can't tell me I'm not a toaster, because today I'm a toaster. But it's that freedom and the flexibility of if Imani's a toaster today, that's what Emani is. But it's I'm just Emani. And so that's the idea of when you just allow yourself to be you, and you don't have to check any box, because then you just kind of encapsulates everything. Then it's Emani the XYZ, Megan the Stallion. It's Emani the architect, the instead of the instead of the.
Wow. That's incredible.
Okay, that's it. Where you start, it shifts from to the. So I'm trying to get to the. I'm Emani the X, the that. When you need me to be the.
Yeah.
I'm not the though. That does sound very definitive. Yeah. The be giving that. I'm the.
Not as we talk about. So how have you been showing up for yourself? How have you taken care of your heart? In this day and age with all the, stuff that goes on in this world.
Told you about the crow.
I see it right there. Hey,
Right.
we've been just bird watching because she has every type of bird just coming, up to the tree, and this is a amazing view, by the way.
Okay, he said I got some things to say too about the spirits.
What is your, before you even answer that last question I asked, what's your take on the crow? Like, what does that tell you? Because you are a person that nothing's a coincidence.
Nothing's
so
a coincidence. So like I was telling Michael that I be doing this thing where I like look up the birds that would be saying, and the thing is, so if it's more than one crow, it'd be meaning different things too.
Oh, so it's not even just that it's a crow. It could be the numbers of crow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so interesting how like Google, what's it saying?
Baby, it matches the other bird that we saw too. It
Wow.
literally means a single crow. A lone crow is often seen as a positive omen, signifying good fortune and the rebirth of new opportunities.
Wow.
Yes.
And then the last bird we seen was a
warbler. And it was also like new beginnings because it came with spring.
And just said to remember patience and what was it? Patience and I forgot.
Patience and dedication to the craft.
To the craft.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is like what it is on the regular. Like,
it denotes that your connection to your higher self and spirit is being strengthened.
Wow.
Yeah. We're here. Top flow. Top flow.
Yo. So, I feel like you just, it's so many things, but like our relationship is very much just like we connect on the spirit level. Like that's what I would like to say, like on the spirit level.
It's like my soul tribe. Like soul siblings.
So that's
soul
literally. And just to run it back, so me and shout out Woody, because I'm gonna tell you this, Wood. He's both our barbers, so. We were talking about that in the barbershop one day. It was around my birthday, the same day. And I was just kind of like talking to her. I was like, yo, I just feel like it's so crazy how like from the time of being friends in high school to where we are now and how our conversations have always been like full of substance and like, a deeper conversations and enlightening.
Surface level.
Yeah, we're not surface level. So it's just like, you like, because we're just same soul tribe. I was like, I said yes, like that's,
that's the one. That's exactly what it is.
That's the word. I was like, that's the word. I'm like, you got it. Like literally, like we see ourselves continuing to build like this soul tribe, and everyone I believe has that. And at the end of the day, you have your friends who you also are in your soul tribe. I feel like I have my friends, and it's just like at the end of the day, it's like I feel like we're just doing some work where it's like it feels
God sent.
Yeah, like. It very much just feels that way. Like it doesn't feel forced. Nothing feels forced, and it's like these are the same people that
known for lifetimes. That's the thing.
Yeah, I
got my Akashic record readings, which is Akashic records is like a person that can basically organize all your past lives and kind of tells you, like when you be like, oh, I always like Egyptology. Why? And then you go to a Akashic record reader, and they're like, well, in your past life, you was X, Y, and Z, and you're like, that makes sense. I never thought. Turns out, like she told me, when I went to get mine, she was like, my first incarnation here is like 5,000 years ago. So I'm old as dirt. But she was also like, everybody that I now know that I connect with was also there 5,000 years ago, which means like you was probably there.
Oh.
You know what I mean? 5,000 years ago when I came for the first incarnation, you was probably there in a different capacity. I started to talk to my best friend Suge, and it's like he was there too,
Wow.
And when you realize that, it takes it to a deeper level of like soul tribe. It's not coincidental. We really signed up every single lifetime to like come back together, and we were gonna have to meet each other because we've been knowing each other for 5,000 years. You don't think I want to be your friend again?
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. You just always opening my mind to the stuff, man.
I've been your friend for 5,000 years. What's poppin'?
We've been friends 5,000 years. Nah, that's crazy. But like going back to it, like how do you like take care of your heart? And I guess you can say like, what is like when you think about your heart, how do you take care of it? How are you feeling? How are you showing up? Like, just wanted to just check in with that. Like, how does that
Drinking water and minding my business. Water, like it really, I swear. Because when you mind your business, that keeps your heart pure. Yeah. Because why am I focused on anybody else's lane but my own? And this is a book too.
Yeah, she got the books out.
I got the books, baby. Oh, the books is falling, baby. Okay, so too much knowledge. The 4 agreements. I literally, me and my boss Cecilia that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
She said she don't do business with nobody that don't know this right here. And it's real. Because if you aren't impeccable with your words, you don't make assumptions, you don't take stuff personal, you don't always do your best, I don't want to work with you. And that's what keeps my heart light. Like, I don't take stuff personal. Somebody yell at me and treat me bad, you're crazy. I'm not. Like, that keeps my heart light. I don't take it personal if someone does me bogus, because you don't know no better. You just don't. You're not happy with yourself. That's why you're causing all this chaos with everybody else. It's not me, it's you. You got something wrong with you. That's not me. My peace is protected. My heart is like, has nothing to do with me. I'm impeccable. I try to be impeccable with my words to keep my heart light. I don't want to say stuff that is, impulsive. Yeah. You feel me? Because people get wrapped up in their emotions, like we talked about, when you don't go for that run in the morning, you don't meditate in that morning. So now you're not being impeccable with your words. Or like, I'm not going to do stuff if I know I'm not going to do my best. So like that's with myself, where it's like, okay, if I'm going to do something for myself, that keeps my heart light knowing that I did my best. Yeah. Like even in relationships, like it keeps your heart light when you know you give every single person your 100%. Yeah. You don't leave with no regret. You leave with knowing like this probably wasn't a space for me. And that gives my heart contentment because it's knowing that I did my best. Yep. And I can't, and that's anything in life. If you know you did your best, you can leave without feeling resentment and regret because you tried. Yeah. And then also just like not making assumptions. I always ask at this point, because it's just like that keeps your heart light too. You can't, if you may not always like the truth, but once you get the truth, you have a decision what to do with that. Yep. And like that keeps your heart light too, because it's like you're not making no assumptions. You're not trying to make it seem like if you feel like somebody acting shady, ask them. I feel like you acting shady. Is you? Yes or no? Is you a op? Yes or no? I need to know. And then you can move accordingly. It keeps my heart light. I'm not worried about trying to figure out this. I'm gonna ask you. And I'm going to get to the end of this and we're going to keep it pushing. If it's not the answer I want, fine. I'm going to keep it pushing that way. And that's just really it. And that keeps my heart light. It's just minding my business and drinking my water, making sure my body's right, working out on all of that. And then also just making sure I'm staying focused on the only things I can control. Yep. Letting go. You talked about surrendering. Right. Just surrender. Everything else I can't control. Let it go. Yeah. So you told us a little bit about the physical, where you do the workouts and, movement. And what other forms of movement do you do on a daily for yourself? Daily, I made a challenge for myself this year where I was like, I'm going to create something every day. Yeah, that's awesome. And whether that was like, I started doing news, like journals, like blogging. So I started to write for a couple months. So like it would give me a chance to like write. Congratulations on that too. That was really dope. And and also as a creative, like giving ebbs and flows to my creativity. Be like, sometimes it's just like, I don't got nothing to write for y'all right now. And I'm just not going to do it until I got something to give y'all. I'm not going to give y'all nothing. If it's not my best. Yeah. I'm not going to do it because it's just forced. And I'm going to give y'all something else though. So right now, like DJing for me is that. So like if I'm deep in the DJ mode, that's what y'all going to get for like wherever creative space I'm in, And so that's where I've been going with that. If I want to paint, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to start doing a lot of different things that like, I want to go make pottery. I want to do a lot of different stuff of just challenging myself to create. And that keeps me exerting like that sacral chakra energy as we talked about. Yeah. Like as creatives, most of our energy comes from here, which is also, like we said, our sexual energy comes from here too. And so as a creative, you can either waste that energy on distractions or you can invest that energy every day into like your actual creative craft. And so that's what I've been doing every day, is like a physical exertion outside of just the body part. But like, how can I physically, maybe it's just reading, like saying I'm gonna read for 30 minutes. Yeah. That's like keeping my mind on point. Yeah. So that's the next thing too. Like what is it that you would say that you're feeding your mind? Like, and I think you just said one thing, like reading or challenging yourself. Like, what is the things that you're doing to add to the quality of the mind? So, and to take care of your mental, I guess you can say. I listen, and this is the thing where I feel like you have to listen to what God is telling you for your mind, body, and your spirit. Because He's going to tell you what you need to do in different phases, because every phase is different. So some phase, He may be like, you need to get up and do meditations every day. And then because of different things that's going on spiritually, right, in the spiritual warfare that we're undergoing, you may have to double down extra hard. So He may be like, you got to do meditation, yoga, and I'm gonna need to do some extra, because the devil coming a little harder right now. I need you to be a little more fortified. So this year he was like, I'm gonna need you to read the Bible every day.
Mm.
Every day. So guess what I've been doing since the beginning of the year? I immediately downloaded the Bible app and I've been reading devotionals every day. I may miss a day, but we're getting right back on. Like we said, you can mess up. You know, you can fall off. You have grace, but you better get right back on because the day you lacking, the devil ain't. The devil ain't lacking on the day you off. You can miss your workouts, but the day you miss your spiritual routine, the devil be like, I got you. That one day you're like, I forgot to pray. I didn't meditate. The devil be like, I got you. And so that's how I've been keeping my mind right is I had to get closer to God. You want to know how you stay spiritually 10 toes down? You get in that word every day. You stay close to him every day. You don't stray far, not then. Every day, even if you don't pray, you got to wake up and be like, thank God every day. Like every single day. Every single day. I'm talking about God every single day. Every single day I'm talking about God. That's how I'm going to get fortified. I'm going to stay close to him by talking about him every single day, giving him praise every single day. And that's for my I do affirmations. So every single day when I do my meditations, I meditate with my sound bowl to the chakra of the day. So today I meditated to the third eye chakra because it's Friday. And I did affirmations around the third eye, being like my intuition. I want that to be opened. And I've been doing that for 2 years now. And that really fortifies the mind. Even if you don't believe it when you're saying it, it starts to subconsciously get embedded into you. Where you're just like, some of the affirmations, like for your sacral chakra is like, I will not, like your core, for your solar plexus, my apologies, is like, I will not settle for less than I deserve. Like, and if you keep telling yourself.
All right, you all, we can call this an intermission. But during this conversation, we had a few technical difficulties. So if you made it this far, I'm very grateful, but I wanted to just give you a heads up that we had to just skip over into the next part of the conversation. Just wanted to let you know, but hope you enjoy the rest of this episode. Thank you. Let's try this again. And this time,
we're going to let it go.
No, we're going to let it go. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to let it go. And it's like, my question for you is like, when you were younger, what was like a dream that you always had? Like, are you a dreamer? Like in terms of like the like in everyday, thoughts, like you just dream it, or in your like sleep, do you dream? I'm just curious.
I'm a daydreamer.
A daydreamer.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because my best friend has like dreams all the time, and I'll get bits and pieces of dreams. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like I only get dreams when it's like pivotal moments and when God got like a message to tell me.
Yeah.
I don't really be remembering dreams like that.
Me too.
So like, you know what I mean? Like, and I have I'll be asleep straight to RPM. I don't be getting no recollection of none of them dreams. But I get visions.
Okay, that's the way.
If that makes sense. So I don't dream, but I get visions for sure.
Yeah. And
the visions be feeling like a dream.
Yeah.
That's it. So my visions be feeling like a dream because they seem so unrealistic. And so when I was younger, I had hella dreams.
Yeah, talk about it.
Hella visions. Really, it was visions.
Yeah.
And I need to stop calling them dreams.
Dreams like visions.
You feel me? Because it disrespects the gift.
I like how you said that. Vision.
Because I'm teaching myself as I be talking sometimes. Because it disrespects the gift. When you call it a dream, it disrespects because God told you something.
Yeah.
People be saying dreams, and then dreams make it seem it gives you because I'm talking like this because I'm talking to myself now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to school myself, which is crazy. So this is how schooling Emani happens. It'd be like, the reason you can't say dreams is because it's a vision God gave you.
Yeah.
And it disrespects, you're giving yourself area to disrespect what you're being told.
When you should be acting it out.
Yeah, because it's a vision. God gave you a vision.
So I mean,
when you say it's a dream, dreams, you can act like they're not real or not. It gives you kind of a leeway to be like, it was a dream. It's just a dream.
Easy, yeah.
It's just a dream. It's not achievable. It's a dream. A vision, though. God gave it to me. It's a vision. I seen it.
Yeah.
I seen it, so it's real.
Yeah.
It's not a dream. Like, God gave me this vision. It's going to happen. Like, because I seen it.
Yeah.
He gave it to me. Like, so people want to say it's a dream, but they be visions. And I feel like it'd be diluting people's real, like, spiritual gifts. Some people get visions. Some people get visions for others. Some people get visions for themselves. And that's why your mama could be like, I saw you was going to do that. She had a vision.
Yeah.
And like, so I feel like when people be like, oh, this was a dream. I had a dream about you. No, you had a vision. And I need to be very careful about listening to that vision.
Mm-hmm.
So when people be like, oh, I had a dream about X, Y, and Z. Listen to that dream. That was a vision. That wasn't a dream. That was a vision that God gave them while they were sleeping. So I feel like it's the switch of language from a dream to a vision. Like I was given a vision. And then that's how you get into situations where people be like, oh, I dreamt about that last week. God gave you a vision. And you called it a dream, so you didn't pay attention to it. So you didn't act accordingly to what he was trying to forewarn you for last week because you kept calling it a dream. And you kept being like, it was a dream. It was a dream. No, it was a message. And it was a vision.
Message, yeah. I even like that part too where it's a message. Like, have you ever had like some crazy dream that like you was like, and it was a message to you? Like where it kind of woke you up maybe where you like, I need to maybe change this way. Like something I'm doing in my life may not be aligned with what, God or the universe wants. Like, has there been a moment for you that's like that?
He don't give me dreams like that. So my dreams, and that's the thing of like, he'll actually do that. I've had dreams like that where my dreams have gotten, oh my God, my dreams like, weird. They get weird. Like I remember one time I was dating this guy, and in my dream, God was trying to show me that I was with him because he was an image like my dad. Oh. And he had a lot of traits like my dad. So he was basically, like a karmic in some type of sense of like, this is the person. You're basically like having sex with your dad. Ooh. Like he has a lot of traits just like your daddy. That's why you like him.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's that trauma there. It's God was trying to highlight my fatherhood trauma.
Oh, okay.
To me. But the way it looked in the dream was I'm given incest, which is scary. And then you sitting up here at night like, why am I incestuous in my dream? That's disgusting. And then you're like, oh my God.
It's a message behind it.
This man really is just like my daddy.
Wow.
Now, like you said, you got to go to sit with yourself and fix your life. And be like, why do I keep dating people like my dad?
Wow.
So
now, is that not necessarily, but is that a bad thing where it's like not like where when it comes to the attributes of certain things of like a parent, like what do you think that's a bad thing or a good thing, or like I'm just curious when you say that, like,
so this
are you bringing out the notebooks,
baby? Because I've done work on this too.
She has like, just to let y'all know, she has like 5 notebooks filled in from like 2019, 2018 actually, I think.
So back in 2020, year goes, I started to do, the Hood Healer has this excellent, if you pay for her OnlyFans, I would suggest y'all pay for that because baby, she had this childhood trauma workshop that I did in 2021, baby, that changed my life. Because like your childhood traumas do perpetuate into literally everything in every facet of your life.
Yeah.
People don't want to see their parents as humans. And so that kind of makes the inability for us to see where they messed up and where they fell kind of short in raising us, but they're human. So like they're going to, of course, fall short because they're human. God, our real parent, never falls short. And that's our real parent. That's why God is like ultimately perfect. But the people that manage our souls on this plane are going to mess up. But they're here because they are here to teach us different things, like our parents are. And so with parents, like there's a lot of things that they pour into you, and there's a lot of trauma that also comes around money, right? So there's a lot of people get a lot of poverty mindsets based upon how they've seen their parent, how they've seen their parents handle money. Oh, you can't get that. It's
beliefs.
You feel me? You can't get that because like we may not eat tomorrow. God, make sure you eat every day, girl. Relax. Like relax. I could get this lollipop, or I could have these shoes, but like you're in poverty mindset. Now it's on me. Or, you always saw your mom or like your parents, let's say in abusive situations, you may have thought that was okay. It may not even have to be physical. It could be like verbal. You don't know that a dude shouldn't be calling you out your name because you've never seen an environment not like that.
Okay, so I can see how you're saying that those things can fruition into your own life and when you get to your own life as an adult.
And then you're sitting here like, why am I in these cycles? And it's because there's certain cycles, like we talked about, that your parents probably didn't break. You know,
on some
generational stuff. You may not come from a 2-parent household because your parents never knew how to like formulate a actual divine union and actually be in a relationship with somebody else and communicate and go through the ebbs and flows and heal. You never saw that. So you don't know how to do that. So now you don't deal with commitment. You don't know how to commit. You've never seen it. And so then that's when you have to like stop faulting yourself for what you didn't see. And that's where the faith comes in and you have to start dreaming about what you do want. Like I may not have seen a 2-parent household, but I have every right to say I want that.
Yeah.
And I have every right to like try to say what I want that to be like for me. I have every right to like dream that. That's a dream. That may not, and God could also give you a vision. That's a vision. God can give you a vision for your family.
Yeah.
You feel me? And God can give you a vision for your family, even the family you currently got where it's healed. And your family could be bickering. I mean, every Christmas dinner. And then God give you a vision that your family is healed and loving. And you like, but I don't know how we going to get from this to that. It's a vision now. And so it's about taking all, like I said, when I was younger, I wanted to be a CEO.
Yeah.
And my mama was like, they don't make no money. And a 5-year-old hearing that, 6-year-old be like, oh my God, I don't want to be broke.
That's what she said, they don't make no money.
She said that because she said that they always like, CEOs are not a consistent job because you can get a pink slip at any point.
Yeah, they'd be like, okay,
we're gonna, which is really true. In
It's
capitalism, they will replace you with a
Really
drop of the
quick,
dime if
yeah.
they want somebody else. But me hearing that, I was like, oh shoot, she right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a CEO no more. Really, what I was trying to tell her was I just wanted to run the business. I didn't know what a CEO really did. I just knew I wanted to run businesses, which is really an entrepreneur. But at 5 years old, you can't even spell entrepreneur. CEO had a couple of letters. And so I said 3 letters, that's easy for me.
Yeah.
But my mama said I was gonna get fired. I said, girl, I need that stability. So I said, I'm gonna go into anesthesiology. Got to college.
They make bank.
Baby,
I ain't gonna lie.
I would dream big then, girl. If you talking about stability, girl, I'm gonna go to the thing to make the most bank.
I'm like, oh, you gotta administer like a little
Baby,
shot or something, and then they go to sleep, and
then I make all this bank. Baby, and real tea is I'm not detail oriented. I would have killed so many people.
Yo.
Killed everybody left and right. I be having Malsu practices left and right. Cause like I'm a creative. What I look like trying to drop some anesthesia in your arm. I'm a mess up.
Wow.
I don't pay attention enough. I'm gonna kill somebody, mama.
Wow.
And so like then I got to school, started failing chemistry. I was like, this ain't it.
Not it.
And I went right back to being in business.
It's full circle. Everything is like full circle. For sure.
Because you always know the moment
Full
you
circle.
get here. That's why I tell people to go back and do your childhood trauma stuff and really ask yourself, what did you like to do when you were young?
Yeah. That's interesting you say that because it was like, I don't know, some woman, but like on some just, it's always them random encounters with people that it's like
God's angels.
Yeah, like it's so crazy. And this woman is like, she's telling me something like she's like, you need to do things from your childhood. Like essentially, like that's one thing that I need to make sure that I'm doing constantly, doing things that bring me some form of joy or things that when I was a child, like, and I don't know, I think it's just going, it kind of goes like hand in hand with what you're saying, like in the whole, that healing, that the
inner
trauma,
child,
the inner child, like is rooted from that area. And that was kind of how, if y'all listen, go back to episode 1 or where I kind of
I love it.
Full
circle
moment. Let me tell you, that's what I kind of tell you about, kind of how this my experience came about, and really during my senior year, how I dived into it in school. It's crazy, in a class, like, and she's like, draw the timeline and start doing this from the moment you were born to this point. And it's like I started highlighting certain things that was like defining moments or whatever the case was. But just even going back that far, I didn't have to go back that far on my own because it was not anything that I had to do. And this is during COVID. So I was 2020 graduating. I was at home.
And now I got to go back.
And I was going back. So it's like, wow. And I just think that that's actually interesting, and it will help you I guess it will help you in your adulthood to actually, function like in a day to day, like because it tells you your past tells you
your present.
Yeah.
The past my dad always used to tell me it was crazy. He was like, your past dictates your present, and it also your present controls your future. I'm gonna give y'all like one prompt for the free. Because I don't want to give away her stuff for the, I can't give away another healer
Shout
stuff.
out Hood Healer.
Okay, I can't give away another woman's stuff for the free. But the first journal prompt, it was, who was I? What were my interests? What were my dreams? Did I have fears? If so, what was I afraid of? And like I said, when I said mine, I was like, I remember I was shy. Like little me was not me now. I was shy. I didn't like talking to anybody. I was like, but I was loving. Like I was loving, but I was like really to myself. I was affirming. I was courageous. I was strong. I didn't have no fear in my body when I was younger. I was just doing anything. I was creative. Like I loved animals and the earth. Like, and when you get back to that, then I think about like my family was loving, like I had a nurturing background. And then I started to get into, when you start getting into like, what was I afraid of? At first, nothing. But then you start getting into like, I remember being, and we went to high school together. So, then it's like you start growing up and it's like, I wanted to be black. Like my dad had raised me to be proud of being black. Like I love being black. My daddy didn't let me have, any white dolls or nothing in the house because he was like super pro-black. But like, I love being, I feel like especially as immigrant children, there's a certain level of pride that like a lot of African Americans miss because like your parents be proud about where they come from. They be like, I'm Nigerian, I'm Trinidadian, and I'm proud. Like my dad's birthday card literally had a picture of Trinidad on the cover from the people at the gym because he was just known as Trinidad. You know what I mean? Like
facts, like just
that proud that you just known as your country.
Yeah.
But like that level of pride makes you confident in being yourself. You know?
For sure.
Which I feel like is a sad part that a lot of African Americans miss because they don't know where they're from. It's like that missing, like, I don't want to be proud of America. Who want to be proud of that? So it's like, where do I have to be proud of? I just have to be proud of being me, but who is me? And so I remember we used to be in high school, and this is when these are the moments that society starts to come and be like,
starts filtering
into you and be like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable. Like,
how'd you get past that? Like truly, like, because not everyone is at that stage or that point where they'd be like, nah, that's something that society wants me to do or how they want me to act. But like,
I stopped caring.
That's really it, right?
It's just like it got to like, I remember being
like
the Crow. I stopped caring. And it was like, I remember being in high school. Literally, I wrote it down. I was like, I remember getting in trouble at school for wearing like my black hair wraps at Marion. Like I used to wear like my black African hair wraps and they would be like, take that off your head. What do you mean take this off my head? I'm black. Like,
yo,
this is not a do-rag. This is not a bonnet. This is an African hair wrap. I am black. What do you mean take this off my head? And I remember like, this was the distinct moment in my childhood where I was like, oh snap, my parents are on two different spectrums of like this stuff. Or my dad was like, wear it. Wear it every day. And my mom was like, don't cause no waves. And there's two different types of black folks. There's going to be those that are like, don't make no rustle. Just take it off. Just keep going. There's going to be those that would be like, wear it every day. Stick it in their face. And at that point, I realized that I was going to be one of them stick it in their face black people.
Yeah.
And I feel like every black person has that moment where you're going to be like,
yeah, no.
Am I going to be that don't make no waves, or are you going to stick it in their face?
You so funny.
And I'd be like, every single day, you got to stick it in their face. Yeah. Because, like, that was how I got over it.
That's authentically you.
Yeah, because it's
like,
me.
It's you.
It's me. Like, I don't know.
Otherwise, you'd be being fake.
Who you want me to be? I'm black.
Your heart probably does not want that.
Okay, and I don't care if y'all don't like my curry stanking up. This is my curry, and I'm gonna eat this curry chicken at this table because I don't talk about y'all and y'all casserole every time. So y'all not gonna talk about my curry chicken, baby, or talk about how my family says vegetables instead of vegetables.
Yo, vegetable. That's so funny. I'm just thinking about in my household, like it's
vegetables.
Y'all gotta go watch the episode of my mama too. Shout out my mama.
Oh my God.
I appreciate you. I didn't even think about it.
Vegetables.
That's
okay?
so funny.
Or the fact that my dad can't say chipotle, he say chipotle.
So,
You know they say a chipotle.
yeah,
They
you wanna know something that's so funny? It was on the it's nylon bag, right?
Yes.
But whole time growing up, my mom always be like, "Go get me a nylon bag." I'm like, "What?"
It's a nylon.
But I got so used to it, so I went to my homie's girl. Like, "You got a nylon bag?" They're like,
What's that?
What is that?
What's a vegetable? I'm
Yeah,
like, that is a vegetable.
Yeah.
What are y'all telling me?
Shout out them though.
Tell
man.
them they don't know. They be like a
Shout out
stapler.
them. You want to know something that's so interesting? Like, I'm busy plugging another podcast, but B Simone and their podcast. So,
Come on, uplift women.
is it do you know the podcast?
I don't watch podcasts outside of my homies.
But basically, I just think about like you're like I really feel like one day you and B Simone gonna link up or something like
If you're on a podcast,
like on some like even just on some outside thing where it's like y'all energy is just very y'all different, but it's very similar. But it's like I love it. Like I really feel like it's something that, like,
charismatic.
I'm telling y'all, one day you can see B Simone and Emani just
We gonna have a link up. We're manifesting it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That's so crazy though. But if you gotta check it out though, like shout out Kennedy, she sent it to me. But honestly, it's really good. Like
I like B Simone. She's very authentic and
yeah,
like, she's on her spiritual journey too.
that's what I was gonna say.
I love finding the celebrities that be on their spiritual journey. Okay,
because they're gonna start
during 2020 as well. You started to pinpoint the ones that love the Lord. I'm sticking by the celebrities that love the Lord. I'm very clear with the the Kyrie Irvings. I'm very clear on the people that love the Lord.
Yeah,
LeBron, I'm looking at you crazy. I ain't seen you. I ain't seen you represent the Lord like that.
okay, now we're here. Like tie that in for me though, right? So everyone may not be Christian. You have your Muslims, and you're a person that's very open to just everything, right? So I appreciate that so much about you because I really feel it's important. That's something that I also believe in because that's just the way that you just learn by just immersing yourself in just different things, cultures, and just being open to anything and everything, right? And for you, how did you start tying in, or what did you see the relation, I guess, for your still having your Christianity upbringing with like astrology or like how did that come in or connect for you, or how did you see the connections?
It's hard. It's hard to get the white man out your head. And when I say the white man, I mean because Catholicism has overcome all of Black religion. And so when we think about even Africa, even like they came over and took over Africa with a Bible and a gun and was like, in one hand, we're converting you, but in the other hand, behind your back, we're taking all your land. So even the way Black people have been introduced to religion has been in a non-reciprocal, very, I'm going to take over, this is colonialism type of institution. So, and we've been in that for 400 years. It's ingrained at this point. We don't even know how we were originally praised and worshiping. It's all about how we were told to praise and worship. And so for me, I think it was hard because as any Black person trying to figure out spirituality outside of the reins of what is deemed normal in Black culture, I get a lot of questions. Like literally yesterday, someone asked me, I was in a spiritual bath, and they were like, "What's in the bathtub back there?" And they were like, "Is this witchcraft going on?" People love to ask me, "Am I doing witchcraft?" I'm a good witch. There's bad witches, don't get me wrong, because like there's voodoo that is like, like there's definitely people that do love spells, like that do a lot of like dark magic. Dark magic is real.
Dark magic,
You feel me? There's
juju.
You feel me? If you think there's good out there has to be bad. Everything has its equivalent. So like there's good witches and of course there's bad witches. So like, like I'm just a good witch that chooses to use their powers for good. But of course you got witches that are going to be open to using their powers for however much money you're willing to pay them for. And like they willing to, that's why people be thinking all these movies be like, Little Billy, why are you thinking Princess of the Frog? He was like, you got to give me some of your blood and have an amulet. Because, baby, you got to give something to get something like this. You're doing a deal with the devil, you got to give something up. And I don't do deals with the devil, so I don't have to give none up. So, getting into astrology and stuff, it was hard because, like, it's looked at as, like, devil worship. And it's looked like as, oh, you trying to go outside of what God made the planets. Well, I'm understanding God more by understanding the planets because he made them. That doesn't make no sense how astrology is separate from God, but God made the planets. So like, of course, like, so astrology is God. If you understand the planets, you're understanding God more because like he made everything. So like the more you dive into everything, the more you just understand him because they all go back to God. Question mark. That's why I'd be like, black folks, question mark. Did God not make the sun? Did God not make the planet? How is astrology anything but studying a different form of understanding God through just planet representation? Because they affect all of it. And then this is how I started to understand, because a lot of things, like a lot of pastors and preachers don't understand that a lot of the messages that they're getting is also because of the transits that are happening outside the universe. Right? So like now we're about to go into Pluto is entering Aquarius. It just entered Aquarius. It hasn't been here since the French Revolution.
Oh.
So that means stuff about to get rink-tink-tonkin' in America. Okay? Very soon. And all over the world. But that's why you get a lot of people talking heavily about revelation times now and X, Y, and Z. Because it really is around those times because they're all connected. Everything's connected. The stars, when they're talking about, oh my goodness, we're seeing a star approaching the earth closer and closer every year. What is that? God, like, what are you talking about? Like, come on, girl. Like, the stars is God. God is the stars. Like, he coming back. We said his revelation times. Like, duh. Stop trying to not correlate the two like they're different. They're the same. If you told people that approaching star was God, I bet a lot more people would listen. Because it would be a lot more clear what was happening. But that's how I got into it. So I just started studying myself, really. It was a deeper dive into myself. So I was like, let me understand my birth charts. Let me understand my transits. And then I just started to understand a lot of different things. And then I was like, oh, it helped me understand people more clearly too. So I can look at somebody's chart and be like, I know exactly what's going on in your life. Let me tell you, I know right now. I know exactly everything from somebody's chart. And if people invested time into their birth charts, they could know everything about themselves too. Like, I know that I have, you know, a tendency for like X, Y, and Z because of my birth chart. I know that I need to be careful with, because I have a Saturn in Taurus, I have to, in order for Saturn rules karma. So whatever sign is in Saturn, it rules how you get your good karma or bad karma there. I can't scam. My Saturn's in Taurus. If I do anything bad with money, baby, I'm getting immediate bad karma. I have to be very good intentional if I want my money to be very strong. It has to come from good intentions or I'm going to get bad karma. And so that's how I got astrology into my stuff, because I was just like, oh, it allowed me to understand God a lot more. Because I understood that nothing is a coincidence, as we know. So it's not a coincidence that you got the signs that you got. It's not a coincidence that you got the birth chart that you got. It's not, think none of that. That is a blueprint, baby. God gave you a blueprint to understand your potentiality in that birth chart. Nothing's a coincidence. You just need to uncode it to understand really what you're working with and how to manage yourself.
Yeah. Wow. That's, I ain't gonna lie.
I do readings though, y'all. So if anybody want their chart read, okay.
Nah, shout out to you and Lisa, because I mean, me personally, I just soaking so much from just everybody just around me.
Same.
And as well as just like, so when you telling me about this stuff, it's like, okay, like I didn't think about this stuff, or my mind is not going there. And shout out to my friend Lisa, because she the same way, where she just explores, like it's just everything. And I think that's something that you really have, where it's like that ability to, like I said earlier, to just also do trial and error. Like everything is just really trial and error in the form of like, you know, let me tap into this. Let me see. Like, let me, you know, and I think when you see something that's showing you like, oh, okay, like this is something I'm gonna put a little bit more time into, because it's showing me something. It's giving me something. It's, you know, feeding my soul. So it's just like, yeah. And I wanted to ask with this book.
Yes.
That what I kind of like have an idea of it. It's called Raseki.
I think that's how you
say
it.
It?
Ra. Yep.
Reiki, or Reiki? Is it Reiki?
It's Reiki.
Reiki, right?
Uh-huh.
Like this book, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like you show me stuff in it, and it's just like
a cheat code.
It's like a cheat code. I'm
really
not gonna lie to you, like where it's like
it breaks everything down into like 80 pages.
Everything down there. It's just like So my question is, and Queen Afua, she's amazing, the Sacred Woman. Like I've read that, and she drops like some amazing things and things that are applicable in the day, like on the daily. But like, when did you start diving into these choice of books? Like what made you choose these books? Like, do you just feel called to?
I do.
Like, do you just be like, you know what, like this book, like it feels like I should pick it up and I should get it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it.
That's how I pick my books up. Is like, what am I called to at that time? So like, some of them are suggested.
Okay.
And also I only choose the suggested books that I feel called to. Everything be like, what do I feel called to?
Yeah.
So like at one point I was trying to learn more about like African spirituality and like Santeria, because a lot of the gods that are like in Yoruba tradition are in Santeria, which is
that Brazil?
So that's Latin America. Okay. That's all of that. Like they share the same gods.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like
Ogun.
Ogun and all that. They just have different names.
Yeah.
But we all share the same stuff. So I started reading that.
I'm gonna tap into that one for sure.
I got the 5 agreements. I started doing
the 4.
The 4, my bad.
Yeah.
I got 5. I said there's another one. All About Love was like, I had to get
that one.
I got to the point where I started literally shipping this book to my friends. I was like,
that's how you know a book really like.
I gotta get it for you.
Yeah,
I started
because I sent that to a lot of my friends too.
Like, y'all gotta read this.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I gotta pay this out of my pocket. This is a gift.
Yeah.
Read it. Christian got it. Shout out to Christian. I had to give it to Christian. I said, we all gonna read. Everybody done reread about 4-5 times at this point. The Alchemist was good.
Yeah, my girlfriend just read that. It's a good book.
And then A Return to Love. And this is where the quote came from. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. That's this book.
Okay. Definitely another one.
And, ooh, it was a reflections on the principle. It's baby. Yeah. Got all of these books because I was just called to them. I saw them, and then at one point I was like, I want to focus in on love. I love a self-help book.
Yeah.
I love a self-help section.
Help you understand yourself more.
You know, it's just like therapy isn't enough.
Yeah. No, fact.
I need to be doing the self-help books is like the workout after you know.
Because the therapy is just, they're helping you. It's putting up a mirror for you to see
you.
Truly like you. And it's like, you still got to put the work in outside of that space. Do you do therapy?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been going to therapy for and I think that's I don't think you should also stick with the same therapist.
I was gonna say my therapist. My mentor, she's a therapist, and she says the same. Like, she kind of says the same thing, where it's like she feels like
you gotta change with what you need.
Yeah,
you gotta change with what you need. So like, my first therapist was this amazing white woman, and she just really just helped me with like learning my emotions. Because like when I was younger, I used to just be like, I'm mad, and it would just be like, okay,
like what's triggering? What's making you?
Y'all, I had never seen a feeling wheel in my life. I had no idea.
She had it in her office?
Yeah, she had to give me a feeling wheel and be like, so how are you feeling on this wheel? I did not know how to describe it. Most people don't know how to describe your emotions. Especially like men. Like, cause I had a lot of masculine energy too. So like if you're a woman with a lot of masculine energy, sitting down and talking about your feelings, you'd be like, anger. Like, that just pissed me off. Like, that's just it. Like, why did he piss me off? Like, why did you throw all that man's clothes on the lawn? He pissed me off. Like, that's it. He pissed me off. Okay, well, what did he have? You know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean? And she literally had to give me a feeling wheel, and I was like, oh, I felt disrespected. I felt
to break it, like
like
it down, oh, it could be so many things.
I felt abandoned. Like, those are feelings.
Yeah.
Thank you, girl. I had no idea.
So you got a new one now?
Yeah. So now so after her, I was like, oh, I need to do some childhood work.
Okay.
I need someone a little bit more geared to like the childhood stuff. And I got a Black lady therapist. Hey. Yeah, I got and I've been with her since 2022 when I moved back to Chicago. And so, so I got me a little Black lady therapist, and she was cool. And so me and Lauren, love Lauren. And she was also spiritual too. That was the thing too that I love in my therapist, is that she was spiritual. And she would come to me and be like, sometimes, and I love this thing that she does in our therapy. Like, she'll just talk. She'll let me talk for a moment. And sometimes she'll just like, 2 crows. She'll just sit there.
I thought you said she be saying 2 crows.
2 crows.
You were telling me it's 2 crows.
But she'll sometimes just sit there. Like, after I'm done venting, she'll just sit there. And I used to be awkward in the silence. Like, well, you gonna say nothing, girl? And after some point, she was like, sometimes I'm just quiet after you like speak because I'm trying to give you some time to reflect on what you just said.
Yeah.
Without me trying to give you a guide of like what you need to probe you through it. Sometimes you just gotta sit with yourself and be like, did I just say that?
Yeah.
Did that make sense? In silence, when like people don't respond automatically back, people sometimes it feels awkward because you're like, I want you to say something back.
We talk about that with the reaction
Right.
sometimes where it's like,
I want you to say something back, but like if somebody just sits there, you're just like, did I just say that?
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, did I say something wrong? Like, was I not like?
Facts.
Actually, like, I don't think that's really how I feel. Actually,
Yeah.
and so I do agree about switching your therapist up based on like what you need and searching out exactly what you need. If you're trying to work on childhood trauma, search up a therapist that specifically does that. If you're trying to battle addictions, go find a therapist that specifically handles addictions. Like if you got family issues, go handle somebody that got specifically family issues. Get to the root of your problem. And don't be getting up in the therapy session, wasting your money and not trying to talk now.
Yeah.
You better get up in there and divulge your whole heart. You paying money for it.
Facts.
And she can't tell nobody. It's illegal. So you better get up in there and tell her everything. Okay? I don't care how many bodies you got. You better get up in there and tell about all them bodies and be like, I need healing, please.
You're so funny. I wanted to, it's so, for you all that don't know, my name is Deji, which means, you know, double the joy. So Deji means double, but Ayo means like joy. So it's like double the joy. And, you know, I wanted to start asking this question to people that come on, since we're like rounding out.
Name meanings.
Yeah, that's the name meanings. But we can get into that later. But I'm going to have an episode specific talking about that. But I wanted to know what brings you joy, like today, like in this current place you're in this present moment. Like, what do you see in your life that brings you joy?
Peace.
Peace.
I found that joy is in peace. I'm my most happiest when I'm at peace. And that's when you start protecting your peace wholeheartedly. And you be like, I'm standing 10 toes down on like clearing out anything that doesn't give me peace.
Yeah. People,
places, things, jobs, anything. If I ain't at peace, baby, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Because that's where my joy is found, is like when I feel at peace, I can be like, I'm not stressed. I'm not like, my body isn't freaking out. It's in a complete, and when you're at peace, you can move with clarity.
Yeah.
So I'm always in the point of like, how can I stay at peace with me? Like, so like I can't control the rest of the world. The rest of the world is chaotic as I don't know what. But like me, how can I make sure I'm at peace? So I'm gonna stay away from the chaos. You're not gonna find me out at the club all the time. There's too many people, too many energies, too much going on. I ain't gonna be there.
Time to time, you could be like,
yeah, I'm gonna pop out with y'all, but from every night.
Yeah.
You want to be in the club every night? That's a lot of energies. That's not peace.
Yeah, that can be overwhelming.
That's not a lot of peace unless that's where you find your peace.
Yeah.
You feel me? You can find your peace like that because you may be a social person and your peace can be found there. That's just not my peace. And I have to stand 10 toes down. People be trying to like not stand 10 toes down on their peace because it's different than somebody else's peace. Stand 10 toes down on your peace. If your peace is the club, then your peace is the club. If your peace is at home with a book, maybe stand 10 toes down on being at home with that book.
That's real.
And that's just really it. But you touched on name meanings, and I want to say that everybody needs to look up their name.
Did you find something from yours you want to share? You can share it.
My name, I know my name means faith.
Faith.
So Emani means faith. It's the last day of Kwanzaa.
Wow.
It means faith.
I didn't know that.
Faith over fear.
So
all time.
How'd you get your name?
My mom.
Your mom? She chose your name?
And then Miranda means to be admired or admirable.
That's so crazy. I know Miranda. Shout out Miranda too. And she's very much just like, I admire her so much.
Right. That means to be admired.
That's crazy. That's why I admire you so much.
It's admired. Crazy. And then my last name is Figaro, which means fig, which in just the Bible just means like prosperity and abundance. But then when you start looking at your family's names, you start being like, oh snap.
Oh my gosh.
They stuff hit too. And then you start going back into your granny last name and you be like, oh snap. Like when I got into my family's last names, I was like, oh snap, Carney mean winner. Like you start being like, your family been chosen when you start getting into the names. Like we was born into this. Like it's not sworn in, born in. Like our names mean it. Like everybody coming, I mean warrior, transformational, I mean wolf tribe. Like, oh snap, we came born into this. Yeah. We came born chosen. One of the names canon means champion. Yeah. Come on, born with these names. Y'all need to start looking at them names. It'll fortify your confidence in yourself when you see that God already chose you.
Yeah. Our last name Adeleke. My brother, it was his Yoruba teacher while we was there, like studying there. And I think she was the one who had told him, but she was like, yeah, your last name means progression with the crown. So that's why if you shout out my brother, go watch that episode too, but the one that owns progression. So that's where progression kind of comes from.
That's your brother?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Merch, that's your brother this entire time.
See, that's why we always be like, we're real brothers. Like, yeah, that's my real brother. So, I mean.
He's turning to Nike.
Yeah, he's doing the program right now.
That's so crazy. That's your brother.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? You would never know because it's like the look, not really.
Y'all are really the chosen ones in your family. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all are really progressing the crown. That is so crazy.
Yeah, so.
Whoa.
Gee, she's so animated, but I love
it.
Yeah.
Because that just blew my mind. Now that I know that both of y'all are like brothers, it's like both of y'all are really out here.
We trying.
Progressing the crown of your family.
Yeah, we're just doing our best.
Either doing our best to keep the family name.
We're doing our best, you know. And man, we're gonna get into that for sure. I just want to round out too, really with some questions that's just outside of like the whole spiritual thing. Like, what's your favorite Chicago food spot? Like, if you was to choose right now, I'd be like, you know, I just asked her what she finna get right now. She could tell y'all, but I don't know if that's your favorite Chicago food spot.
I love Cafe Trinidad, all the Trinis. That's like my roadie. But okay, y'all, I'm about to like shatter the Instagram when I say this.
What you gonna say? I'm low-key curious. Now you got me.
I like Uncle Ramus.
Okay. Okay, it's cool. And tell me why. It's because obviously we know there's the whole Uncle Remus and
Harold's thing. What? And I used to be a Harold. I'm a Harold's connoisseur. Like, I love Harold's. Mm-hmm. Like, my mama and them from like Inglewood, they used to be going to 87, like the 87th Street.
Yeah, that's the location.
Baby, my Uncle David is probably rolling in his grave hearing me say this because, baby, he used to go to 87th Street, knew him, okay? Mm-hmm. But Jen, let's just be really honest. Like, we don't really be knowing about Uncle Ramus because we be talking so much stuff.
Unless you go to the West Side.
Right, and we be talking so much stuff about the West Side that we ain't finna go to the
rock
West
with
Side.
people from West Side.
Me too.
So cool. Like,
me too. I feel like it's like the perfect.
Themselves.
I feel like they be like, when the revolution coming, I want you to know the West Side people gonna be right ready to rock and roll first. Okay, them some real warriors on the West Side. Okay, they build strong.
They build. Yeah. It's
okay,
so funny.
And real. They don't care.
They real.
They don't sit out. They gonna sit outside with that AK and chill. They don't care. I love it over there.
But is it the chicken? Like what? It's the sauce. It's the sauce. Okay.
It's crazy. It's the chicken and the sauce. Oh my gosh. It's actually, this is really controversial. I love Harold's, but they got Uncle Ramus wings are crispier.
Okay, crispier. It got that crunch a little bit more.
Crunch.
I know you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
The chicken over at like the Harold's, it's a little. Maybe it's the mild sauce to make it a little bit more not soggy, but like I know you're saying like that. What you looking for?
Like all that. It ain't got that. So it don't be giving.
Uncle Ramus say stuff definitely. That's back when I had chicken.
You know you get that.
It definitely got that crunch, but it definitely is what you're looking for. What about sharks though? Like with just the sharks, I feel like they got one of the best without any monsters or anything. Like you could just like
they do.
Lemon pepper.
Okay, sharks definitely got the best dried chicken.
Just dry, like
you know, the best dried chicken.
Yeah, it's fine.
Women JJ's got the best dried chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, because Harold's and Uncle Ramus don't got no good dried chicken. You know what I mean?
You don't want to eat that by yourself.
You do not want to eat that by yourself.
No.
But let me tell you that sharks, you could for sure put away about 5 piece without any sauce. The Uncle Ramus, it's the sauce and that crunch. And I haven't been to Harold's yet this year, which is crazy because I used to go to Harold's every Friday.
Yeah. Wow. What is the place that you visited so far, at least, that has been the best place to like go to, like traveling wise?
This is hard.
You've been a lot of places.
I know. Palenque.
Where?
It's in Colombia.
Oh, where? You been to Colombia?
Mm-hmm. So I went to Colombia last year. Me and Christian.
Wow.
We took a best friend trip. Okay, y'all.
Advise those.
Take best friend trips. Like, I am the type of person that is like, I have platonic best friends that are like about the opposite sex. That be like, I've been knowing Christian since I was like probably like 10 years old. We're gonna take best friend trips. That's my brother. Me and my brother are gonna go out the country and we gonna speak Espanol. Okay.
And why was that the place though?
So me and Christian, because Christian started to learn how to speak Spanish.
Okay.
And so me and him were like, we need to go to a country where he can practice speaking his Spanish.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to practice. So we were like, Colombia cheap. We're going to pull up to Cartagena. And so there's the first free settlement in the Americas for slaves is in Colombia, called Palenque. Mm. And so when we went there, we went to Cartagena, we visited Palenque. And when you get there, they don't even have any police. It's a town. It's still a town. They have no police in that town.
Wow.
The elders basically run the community. So very traditional.
Wow.
So like they'll bring somebody, if somebody's acting up, they'll bring them in. And the only person that can bring you in is a trusted elder in the community. Because like if you shicey, I don't trust you to bring nobody else in on no accounts. And they don't send them to jail. You just have to go into community service and make your community a better place.
Wow. That's very interesting. Now I'm about to go home and just look into that. And
so they're like one of the first places that the slaves settled in the Americas, and then they created their own community. And it's so authentic. They have a medicine man. You know how a traditional place can have a medicine
like
man.
In a village, like
that's like village lifestyle. Like seriously, but it's a whole town. Like they have homes and everything. But yeah, like they got a medicine man there. They have like no police. It was a beautiful community of like. They have people there that go and do tours for like their music, and like it was just a beautiful place to just see people that look like you, and know that we're kind of like all over trying to make our mark, if that makes sense.
Facts.
Like, and I think that's the beautiful part. Like I could have said like the Great Wall of China. Like I cried on the Great Wall. I've seen some things in my life that are like great, but nothing's more great. That's why I gotta get to Africa. Like it's crazy. I've been all
because you want to immerse yourself.
Like I really want to
be
culture. You feel me? Like the people and the culture. Because it's cool going to Europe and being like, I saw the Eiffel Tower. Who cares about the Eiffel Tower? Like really, who cares? Who cares about Big Ben? Who cares about like anything that is not of your culture? Like really, who cares? Like before you start idolizing all these different cultures and places to go, idolize yourself and like that spot. And so Palenque was probably my favorite spot. Like they cooked for us.
Oh wow, that's dope.
You feel me? It got some authentic good food. I mean, and the food was so fresh.
I love when I travel like somewhere outside the nation because the food would just be so good. But in reality, like just what you just saying, like I just love when I travel. I love to have an opportunity to, outside of the touristy spots. Right. I'm very much like I want to immerse myself with the people and the culture, just so I can like meet other people and learn from them, or just hear like
get me off the resort.
So man, that's crazy. And then last question, what is something that you would like basically, what's something that you would have someone go home with today or take away from this whole thing? Like, what is it that you want someone to, maybe just hear that you feel like is a message that you might want to just share?
Is
another crow.
Okay.
Yo, this is so crazy. But go ahead.
Right, this be me every day because there goes the other bird again with the yellow.
It's back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take your new beginning.
Okay, I love that.
Take your new beginning. People be fighting their new beginning. Don't fight it. Allow God to give it to you. You know what I mean? Like I said, when I started Maison Moco, so I have a nonprofit, and it's a creative directory. Like that's
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's a digital creative directory, and I just found that from the need of wanting to connect people, and there's a ton of creatives, but like not a lot of opportunities. So I was just like, yeah, I want to circulate the money around my homies. Like I know hella homies that are like creative, and I want to make sure they got money in their pocket and make sure they eat. So I created a digital creative directory and consulting space. So I'm going to be inviting creatives. Of course, you're going to get an invite.
Hey, appreciate it.
Okay, because I'm inviting because I got to see the quality. But I say this to say with the new beginnings is that, like we talked about, when I started with Mogul Money, it was not Mason Mogul.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to accept the new beginnings. And like those new beginnings in your life, that's when you have to like throw away and scrap it up. Those are new beginnings.
Yeah.
When it's that like, I got to scrap this up and throw it away. Don't be afraid to throw it away. You just starting over, baby. You just adapting. You're adaptable.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's the new beginning. Like when that new beginning comes, take it. Like if you are ready, and like I said with Mokomani, like when I first started, it was one thing, and then a new beginning came where it was a place of like, oh, I want to become Mason Mogul. Take that new beginning and take those opportunities for expansion.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like don't be so dead set in like, this is what I expect it to be, that I'm not going to let for no new to come in. Like let that new come in, because like that's how artists be getting stuck. Artists be stuck in their lane of like, oh, this is my sound. That was your sound for the last 10 years. Change it. Get a new sound. You're not going to last in the game if you don't keep adapting and keep accepting the new beginnings. Like, Dirk didn't become Dirk if he would have kept doing the same sounds that Dirk was doing. Nah, Dirk kept trying new until one of the news stuck.
Yep.
You keep trying. You keep taking those news. You keep taking the news until one of those news stick, and then you try again. Yeah. You never stop taking the new, because like then you become stagnant when you stop looking for new.
That's real.
You feel me? Don't do it to the point of like, contentment is in the process of always learning. You're a continuous learner till death. So always. Like, as long as you are accepting the new, you feel me? Like, and the new allows you to not be afraid of critique. You're going to get critiqued. People are going to hate you for just being you. You can wake up and just open your eyes and people going to hate you for just waking up today.
Maybe you're doing something right.
Right. Okay? You feel me? You don't even got to do nothing. You could just be looking at somebody and they just hate you. Okay, fine. Let them hate you. And still accept the new, though.
Yep.
Don't let the hate stop the new.
Yeah.
You feel me? Don't let the haters stop the new. Don't let your parents stop the new. Just take the new. Don't let your man stop the new. Don't let your girl stop the new. Because your partners could hate you, too. Partners can be jealous of your growth as well. Don't let nobody stop the new. Just take it. It's springtime. Take that new. Okay.
I love that. I love the message. Oh, wow. That was a lot. I really appreciate you for just talking to me for like the last 3 hours probably. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. So I really appreciate you. I know how busy you can be and how you just be moving. So I'm honored to have you on the show again.
I'm blessed. I'm so proud of you, I will say.
I appreciate that.
This is what I meant to tell you earlier, was that me and Tyler were talking yesterday. We were talking about Marion. And I was like, there was very few creatives at Marion. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, yeah.
Like, there was maybe about 6 of us. Like, if I'm keeping it a stack, because it's like Josh was one. Yeah. You know, like, it's a DeAndre. Like, it's a couple of us that was.
Dev.
Yeah.
It's a few.
It's a few, but it was
it's like
out of the grand scheme. It was a handful.
Type of thing.
It was a handful of us out of a Marion that was like, we actually like to create. Yeah. Like Tyler, like I was saying, Tyler was one of them too, and like Kendall, you know.
All right. Gee, this is gonna be so funny putting this together, because I think I'm gonna just highlight for sure like how much this really, like how many things we've had that just has happened. But
literally,
I think we still here, yeah. So you were just saying about like KB and Kendall and all them. Shout out to all y'all.
Yeah, we just shouted out so many creatives that just came from. Oh, Haley.
Hey, it's a lot really, like. It's a lot that is highlighting, because there's even people where it's like Lamia. It's like this girl Noelle. Yeah. It's like so many people that you wouldn't have known
that were gonna do that.
That wouldn't have done it, but it's like they've always been a creative at heart. At heart, yeah. So it's like, shout out to all y'all that's helping to just create, and shout out to everybody else that's in here. And you still, some of y'all,
y'all doing your stuff.
You know,
y'all was doing your stuff. Like, this is, everybody is doing their purpose.
It's so many people.
It's so many people doing their purpose.
Their purpose, that's what it is.
You feel me? And that's the thing about, I don't want people to get on. That's another message. It's like, don't be like, just because you're not in a creative field, you're not in your purpose. No. Baby, if God called you to be that doctor, go save them lives. Like, don't be thinking that like everybody got the same purpose. Nah, stand 10 toes down and work. If God called you to fix cars, baby, God called you to fix cars. And all of that's creativity.
Everything is creativity, but it's just how creativity is added to the world in a
really
sense where it's just like you just have it in another way or form. That's
right. your architecture, that engineer,
Yeah,
you still are creative.
definitely, yeah.
You feel me? You still are
That's very
creative.
true.
Everything is like a purpose, and that's the thing where it's like the purpose. You're not gonna figure it out to the end.
That's so crazy. You can just do something you don't know, but it's like
You don't know how it's gonna end up in the end.
yeah.
You feel me? You could change your major from science, and then at the end of your life, you feel me?
You-
You're a
right.
farmer.
Nah,
And now
that's
you
so
understand how to heal yourself through food. You don't know how this stuff gonna end up to the end, baby. So just stay tuned to the end.
God bless you, Emani. Thank you for having I thank you for having me here.
Thank
The space is
you.
incredible. Congratulations.
I'm so
on
proud of
everything
you.
Thank you. On
I'm
everything
so
you're
proud of you.
doing, just the buy, like this is a lot, but thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for staying tuned in the whole time with all the mishaps. But I appreciate you all rocking with us. This is episode 8 now. I just want to make sure I'm not. I think it's episode 8 now, and we're signing
proud.
out. But thank you all, and God bless you. Love and peace.
Live, live, live. I feel like a live, live.